Leo, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do your reading for the month of March. We're going to take a look at your overall general energy, what you may not see coming, and get some important advice from Spirit. First, we're going to jump right into some oracle messages, then we'll pull the tarot, okay? Thank you for tuning in, for sharing this space with me today. It's a pleasure to have you here. All right, and thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Leos tuning in. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so I'm pulling from the Raise Your Vibration Oracle and the Angel Guide Oracle. Let's see what comes up. This first one's going to be a phrase. Let's see, sometimes more than one will come out. We'll just follow what happens here. What's going on for you all in March? For Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, please only take what resonates today, okay? Ooh, all right. Well, those three want to come flying out. We'll do the bottom first. I trust in my gifts. All right, Leos. You all have some God-given talents, okay? You need to trust in those. Where there's a will, there's a way. I feel like you're really going through a highly productive month in your career, okay? Facing my shadow removes darkness from the world. Yay, maybe you're really doing some shadow work, really willfully trusting in yourself and your gifts. Those are good messages. Leos. All right, and we're going to pull some cards here. Let's see what the angels have to say. Ooh. Wow, you're really working on raising your vibration. Look at that. I feel as though you're tapping into some really intense energies. You could be feeling a lot of activity on your crown chakra this month, and that's a signal that your angels are working with you to raise your vibration. I believe this has to do with you becoming more confident in what you're creating in your work life. I'm feeling strongly that it's your work environment. Something that you're doing that's like, it's your solar plexus that's being ignited, okay? This is your will, right? Your determination to produce something that is yours and yours alone, that you came here to do. Your gifts, okay? All right, interesting. Powerful energy. You're channeling a powerful energy that's bringing you more confidence. So where you're starting out at the beginning of the month and where you're going to be ending at the end of the month is a very big contrast in your overall faith and belief in yourself and what you're producing. I think you might be seeing tangible results that are coming forward that are going to be very pleasing, Leo. Whatever you're working on creating, you're facing your shadow in order to do it. You know, all those limiting beliefs, those fears that you can't, that you won't succeed. You're kicking them to the curb. King of Wands, King of Pentacles. Yes. Coming into balance with what you're trying to create in your compassionate leadership, taking charge of your life and creating more stability, more abundance. Really utilizing and honing in on your masculine energies, all right? That govern taking an active role, right? Taking charge. All right. Coming into the reading, first card, Nine of Swords. There's been a little bit of stress and anxiety on your mind, all right? And it's going to be different for all of you, but you've been overthinking something. It's been taxing. It's just churning. Whatever's churning has been taxing. I'm getting that. It's tiring you. Maybe keeping your heart fully open, practicing wise, sound judgment when it comes to your emotions. I feel like you've been trying to ground in your emotional body. The waters have been a bit choppy around you, meaning you could have people around you that are very emotional at this time that you've coming into this reading, or you feel simultaneously very emotional because they are. Emotions are turning up a bit here. All right, the challenge. This is the wrestling of the ego. You could be in some sort of ego challenge where you're responding in ego to another, okay? If you drop the fear, right, and you drop the ego response, you will go into your heart space, okay? I think that's the challenge. Go into the heart space, all right? Raising your vibration, trusting in your gifts. When there's a will, there's a way. You might be really trying to fight your way through a situation, and Spirit is already indicating here that drop the ego, drop the ego and drop into the heart instead, okay? Let your heart guide you through it. Recent past, Five of Cups, feeling down, okay? You could be upset about something that has occurred or did occur. Nine of Wands, okay? I'm seeing there's a lot of stress going on, all right? Overthinking. You could be risking burnout because you're working too much, okay? You might be feeling like, I've got to produce, I've got to do this, I've got no choice, okay? Eight of Cups in the near future, okay? Walking away from maybe some emotional upheaval, all right? Because I am seeing there's running current between the past and the present and the future is this a lot of emotions that are being spiked, okay? Because it looks like you're dealing with a situation where there's a lot of, you might be putting a lot of work into something, okay? Through sheer might and force, but it's stressful. Overall general energy, the Tower. Wow, you're going through a major change, okay? We'll see what that's about. Two of Swords, you could be blocking something out, saying no to something, Leo. Two of Swords is typically either a block, a fear block. It could be actually responding with your guard up for a situation. You could have your guard up around something. I want to go straight into this Tower. What is going on here? Some turbulence here in May. You're navigating it though. Ooh, wow. Seven of Swords and the Devil. But the Seven of Swords is in reverse, okay? So you could be trying to remove the fear, right? Fear of failure, fear of things not, going according to plan. All right, let's see what's happening here, Leo. Ooh, fear of not being able to get your wishes fulfilled here. All right, the Tower. Why is the Tower here? For the overall general energy for the month of March. Five of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. You're showing me that you have clarity that a situation is causing you to feel down. I think you're trying to really open up your eyes and see. You may be. You definitely have a lot on your mind. Spirit is saying that this Tower, all right, it almost feels as though this month there's just so much going on that you don't feel settled and calm, I don't feel like it's a Tower moment. You may be feeling bad that you were working so hard, right? You clearly have goals. And it could be impacting everything in your life. I feel like you're trying to produce something and it's a project or something in your work life and it's creating a little bit of strife because you might be overthinking all the steps that you've got to take to create something. And this Tower feels more like this is just a very, very busy month. You're trying to ground in the energies. You're trying to be clear about what you're trying to do. And you might be getting some pushback from people around you, right? And it's upsetting you. Like, why can't we just all be on the same page here? You know that I've got to do this, XYZ. What are you stressing out over here on the Nine of Swords? I feel like you're trying to produce something in your career, but it's making your personal relationships take a back seat, and there's some pushback from that. And almost some guilt. Nine of Swords, why are you stressing out about? You have the Sun, the Knight of Cups, and the Seven of Wands with the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is overthinking a situation. So you may have had a tendency, and it's like reverberating through this connection where you're overthinking a love offer or overthinking continue to give in a certain capacity towards someone. Feels like you're pulling back a little bit, like, you know what, I need to take care of myself and my own happiness, but this person is draining me. I'm getting that. You have someone around you that's draining you emotionally. Yeah, it's like you're constantly giving to someone, and it's like, you don't feel settled in the energies. King of Cups. Why is the King of Cups here? Eight of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, I think this is exactly that, where your focus, I think you've had a chapter where you put all of your energy into a love bond and they got used to you always catering to that. And now you're at a point where you're like, I have so much I'm trying to achieve. Work is the priority. And you've got somebody who's like allowing it to wound them. Yeah, and you still love them, but you're almost like, why do I have to keep feeding this? I feel like someone else's insecurities are distracting you from the things you're trying to create because of, yeah, this, they feel wounded by your work ethic. And when you can't give them all the attention, I feel like you have someone who's kind of draining you whenever you pull back to focus on yourself. And it creates these upheavals. What's the Five of Cups in the past? The Fool, the Eight of Wands, and the Four of Wands. Yeah, I think that you were unclear in the recent past over whether you wanted to continue to invest in something that felt stable, felt good, but this isn't like this big reading where, this is an ending and, we're having this tower moment. I think this is you trying to go through pulling away from someone who you typically give a lot of your energy to. And the way they're responding to it is really like, what? Like, I've been giving you my 100% devotion, and now I've got to do this, and you know that. And why are you giving me grief? I feel like somebody's not happy with you and the amount you're working. But overall, there was something that started in this connection. Like this, when this connection started and you open up to this new chapter, you may have been trying to rescue somebody. I feel like this is the person, the Five of Cups. They were in a very downward state. And it's almost like there's this codependent pattern running through this. This doesn't have to be a love bond, like a romantic partner. It could be a friend or a family member. But I feel like you're starting to realize, wow, this person is really draining my energy. You're trying to raise your vibration. You're trusting in your gifts, right? This shadowy aspect of this person in your life is really like, oof. This is someone that you know very well, all right? And you communicate with them daily. Yeah. I think you're trying to stay open to their melancholy. I feel like they go into melancholic states, and then if you get too preoccupied with serving their needs, you lose sight of yourself and your own work that you need to do, free up the energy for you. It's either a draining friend or a draining family member or a draining partner. And when you communicate this to them, it creates a conflict. And you're just like, I think you avoid it, but then sometimes, like this month, with everything you've got going on, you're juggling a lot, okay, in your work environment. And it's like they're clashing. Your work ethic and this person's needs and their melancholy is clashing. It's the opportunity here with the Nine of Wands. Judgment, the Five of Wands. And the Four of Pentacles, yeah. I think you're realizing that no matter what you do, how you respond to this person, it's like you're gaining more confidence and speaking up. Okay, I think in the past you're like, let's just keep the peace, and I'm not going to say how I really feel. You were kind of doing more of the people pleasing with this one person, and we all have people in our lives that's just like, I'm just going to like avoid saying the harder things because I just don't want to deal. It's hard to be completely like brutally honest with this person. They're sensitive. And your opportunity this month is in your burnout, overworked state. There's going to be this battle of wills that happens. And I think you're going to feel compelled to pull back your energy and really safeguard you. And I think it's going to take a lot of strength for you. Your opportunity is to recognize when you need to pull back your energy. The Four of Pentacles is a card of holding on, and I'm seeing that you're trying to hold on. You're holding on. You're like, I'm just trying to get through the day, Jenna. I'm trying to get through the day. This person's causing me grief. Why are they always picking fights? Well, the dynamic is such as they have expectations of how you should show up. And when you don't focus and you've got someone who's kind of selfish around you. I don't know who it is, but they're very selfish in what they ask of you, want of you, desire from you. And I think this month you may be putting your foot down and saying, you know what? You got to take care of your own crap. I'm not here to clean up your mess. Some of you, this is a child in your life. It stresses you, though. It stresses you. Okay. It's this ego battle that you're in here. You just want things. You're trying to, yeah. I think that out of this friction, okay, with whoever this is, it's about your own spiritual evolution and reaching deeper, okay? You're raising your vibration. You're looking at how this person triggers your shadow. Like, they know how to push your buttons. And this month, I think you're realizing, I think you've had practice with this person. I could respond in ego. I can get all riled up. I can get defensive. I can get really upset. I can, start pulling my energy away, right? But I think you're trying to manifest, some of you, this is your partner, okay, that you are committed to. And I think you have a lot of desires, right? You're manifesting your desire to really heal beyond the way you both show up in ego. This is about the triggered response, being like, okay, we need to break this down, okay? We can't keep repeating this cycle. We can't keep repeating this pattern. I think you're the one leading the charge. Like, what do we got to do, right? Like, I can't hold the space all the time, right? To where I can't focus on myself. I feel like this is like what you're trying to say, but you're having a hard time getting the words out because they don't receive them in the way that you're trying to deliver them. And it's frustrating you because whenever you really speak your truth, they don't empathize and validate. And you're like, can't we just get on the same page and heal? Why do they always got to respond to me in ego, right? 8 of Cups, like you're really trying to release the emotions that it brings up. This could just be something that happens in March, and I'm just trying to help you navigate how to handle it accordingly. This is something you're dealing with in your shadow response and your triggered response. And this person, I think it's like every time you have this upheaval, it's like, okay, I got to let it go. I got to let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And it's that unsettled feeling, right? When you're not really copacetic with someone you deeply care about. But in the near future here, I do believe you're gonna let it go. Or you're both gonna really try to let it go. Let's see. 9 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 8 of Cups. Yeah, I mean, 2 8 of Cups here. I think you're trying to release, this person. I feel like you have someone around you. Sorry, I'm thirsty today. Who is your wish fulfillment, but they get into this melancholic state. And you're like, they could just not be happy in themselves. And then they take it out on you because you're the closest thing, right? And I think you've taken this on before as your own burden. And that's what Spirit's saying here. Release this burden. It's not yours. Their apathy, their discontent, their victimization, right, is not yours. And I think that's one thing, your tower moment this week, and it could be, not only, I think there are 2 things happening at the same time. You're busy, you're stressed, there's a lot you're trying to do in your work, okay? And you have somebody who demands a lot of your attention because they almost feel like they can't get out of their own way, They get down, they may even have depression. There's something, and I've picked up on this with you before, Leo, where it's just you have somebody in your life that you're trying to carry energetically in certain respects. And I think this month you're like, okay, you got to get the help you need. I can't be your all and everything here. You're gaining enough confidence this month to actually speak your truth in a loving and gentle way, okay, with the King of Cups. This is about you speaking your truth with love, okay? Even holding their hand and saying, I love you, I'm not going to abandon you, but I can't take on what you're dealing with. You need to get outside help, okay? You need to lean on other people to navigate. It's not like you're turning your back on them. I don't think you are. I think you're trying to release the grip of taking on stuff that isn't yours, Okay? Yeah, and this is what you don't see coming. Like you unconditionally love this person. This much is true. Of course you do. But don't take on their shit. And that's a lesson, right? That's your part of your shadow work, ending codependent patterns. And there's different degrees of codependency. This I think I'm seeing Leos that yield too much to the being overpowered by another person's melancholic states, and then not really answering to your own state, right? Truly tuning into you, okay? That's the shadow work. It's like, well, I just need to please this person and then I'll be okay. But then you're sacrificing yourself to do that because you're not speaking your truth. It's not your burden to take on other people's stuff. It's theirs and theirs alone. And you can't heal other people's shadows. Lord have mercy, don't we wish we could? You lead horse to water, but you can't make him drink, Leo. And this could be a nagging coworker that you're just like, oh my God, I gotta just... Yeah, you have somebody that it's like you get fiery. The connections get fiery and then you pull away. And I see it happening. It's like, how many times, I even hear you say, how many times do I have to go through the same thing over and over again? It's like a repetitive pattern, a broken record, okay? Right now, you were like, we've got to tie up this cycle and learn what we need to learn. We need to stop with this. I feel like you're going kind of like this round and round with another person in your life. And this month, I think you're starting to really realize what's been going on and how to respond to it differently. Because when you respond differently, then everything else responds differently around you, okay? So don't do what you normally do, okay? What you don't see coming is you're wrapping up a cycle here and you're removing these blocks, okay? And you're trying to move past, right? I feel like this person has so much power. You've given someone so much power in your life that this is about you taking your power back, Leo, and really speaking up for what you want, need, and deserve in the connection itself, okay? And not letting someone bulldoze you, you know, even gaslight you. I don't know, I just heard like someone's getting gaslit here, okay? And it doesn't feel good because you just can't make, you know, heads or tails of what's going on. But would you stop responding with ego and you are gentle with this person and you hold their hand and just say, listen, like, I feel like I'm taking on these depressive states, what you're feeling and thinking, and because I love you and I want to be there for you. But at a certain point, like, I just feel like helpless, you know, and you could just tell them how you really feel. Okay. But this is truly about opening up, right? Recognizing that this pattern, you're trying to clean up a pattern of relating to another person and ending codependency and becoming more independent, okay, in the connection itself. All right, let's get some advice from Spirit. And then we're going to pull an Untethered Soul card. I think you're really doing some deep shadow work this month. A lot of people are really removing fear blocks, at least now that I've, like, you're the second one I've done. I feel like there's a lot of fear blocks. And there's a lot of confusion, right? Your wish fulfillment can be fluid, okay? What may serve you in one, you know, period of your life might not serve you in the future. I think you might even be fighting with someone around how you're going to invest in the future with them and what you want to do first. I definitely feel like you're trying to fulfill your wishes, but don't yield to someone who's overpowering. You know, I feel like you have somebody who's overpowering. They just have that magnetism, and I think that you yield a lot to them. But this is about reclaiming your power, okay? And not yielding. Caution the yield. Okay? Caution the yield. Write that down. Caution the yield, because that is a form of codependency. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. Yeah. This is about investing in a brand new start, a brand new chapter, in a connection, right? Where there is love, okay? And removing, like, there's a lot of fears that come up in this connection. I think you have someone, like, when you pull away, they get like, you know? And you're just like, dude, like, chill, you know? I don't know why, but I feel like you've got somebody who's just like, their insecurities, their melancholic states, they create like these waves. They're ripples. And each ripple, when it spikes, you're like, oh God, here we go again. I hate this feeling. And this month, I think you're like, okay, what do we need to invest in here together to remove these blocks of fear that are creating these ripples? So this is like, when you throw a stone out in the pond and you see this ripple and you're like, okay, who's throwing the stone? All right. Did you throw the stone? Did I throw the stone? Did we throw the stone? So I think this month you're going to start digging deeper into the stone and the ripple effect. Okay. So you're dealing with the ripple, and a lot of it's going to come down to both of you owning your own shadow work, responding differently to each other when you're triggered, and really doing the healing work and manifesting that deeper, deeper desire, right? To really respond with love and truth and authenticity and cautioning the yield. Okay? All right. Let's get your untethered soul message to close this off. Yes. Let me get the glasses. What if it is really true that God is not judging? What if God is loving? Ha ha ha. All right. Thank you for that, Spirit. Yeah, you may have someone who places way too much judgment on you. Okay? I think this is about really letting love lead you through this ripple. Okay? I feel like there's a lot of judgment that someone's placing on you with how you respond, and you're going to open up to them and communicate your truth this month. Yeah, you might have a different worldview with this person. Like, they're very judgmental and you're very loving. And you're almost like, why don't we speak the same languages, Jenna? This is very difficult. Why doesn't this person respond with love? Why are they constantly judging everything I'm doing as a measure of how much I love them or don't love them? I think you're dealing with someone who's deeply insecure, Leo. And it's hard. It's hard to navigate. It really is. My heart goes out to you, all right? You're going to be breaking it down. Break down the ripple, okay? All right. Take care.